in today's class we will discuss exercise 3.4. But before starting exercise 3.4, we have to discuss few points, that is special types of parallelograms. Okay. So hello everyone, I am Payel and welcome back to my channel PDR Learning Point. If you are new to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get all the notifications. So let's get started. Now today we will discuss special types of parallelogram. Okay, so what are the special types of parallelogram? The first one is a rhombus. What is rhombus? A parallelogram with sides of equal length. So it is a parallelogram, see, and where all the sides are of equal length. Okay, all the sides of a rhombus is of equal length. Now see what are the properties of a rhombus? That all the properties of parallelogram, that we know parallelogram has 4 properties and rhombus will also has that 4 properties. That means rhombus also satisfies those 4 properties. So the property number 1 was that the opposite sides are of equal length. So in this rhombus also, if we name it A, B, C and D, the property number 1 of parallelogram says that opposite sides are of equal length. So here also AB equal to CD and AD is equals to BC. Okay, now property number 2 is that property number 2 of a parallelogram is that opposite angles are of equal measure. So here also the opposite angles will be of equal measure. That means angle A is equals to angle C and angle B is equals to angle D. And number 3 was the diagonals bisect each other in a parallelogram. In this rhombus also the diagonals bisect each other. Okay, so here we will write AC, the diagonal AC and the diagonal BD bisect each other. Okay, and the last property was that the adjacent angles are supplementary. So here also the adjacent angles are supplementary. So means adjacent angle means angle A and angle B is adjacent. So angle A plus angle B is equals to 180 degree. Like this for all the adjacent angles it will go with rhombus as well. Now what is the second point says? All the properties of a kite. Now what are the properties of a kite? The first property was that the adjacent sides are of equal length. Okay, so here see adjacent sides are of equal length. So the first definition only says that all the sides are equal in a rhombus. So obviously the adjacent sides are also equal and these two are the adjacent sides, these two are also equal. So this is the first property of a kite. And the second property of kite is that this particular angle B and angle D is equal. So this is also hold for rhombus, as opposite angles are equal in rhombus as well. Okay, and the last and the unique property of the rhombus is that diagonals are perpendicular to each other. Okay, see these two diagonals are perpendicular to each other. That means they have formed here 90 degree angle. So that's why this diagonals are perpendicular to each other. Okay, hope you have understood the properties of a rhombus. Now move to next type of parallelogram, that is a rectangle. Now what is a rectangle? A parallelogram in which every angle is a right angle. Okay, see it is just like a parallelogram, but here all the angles are right angle. That means all the angles are equal. Okay, now what are the properties? All the properties of a parallelogram, if you name it as PQRS, then all the properties means opposite sides are equal. See here opposite sides are equal in a rectangle also. PS is equals to QR and PQ is equals to SR. Opposite sides are equal. Now second property of parallelogram is that opposite angles are equal, and here all the angles are equal in this rectangle which is equals to 90 degree. Okay, equals to 90 degree. Now property number 3 of a parallelogram is the diagonals bisect each other. So here also diagonal will bisect each other if we draw the diagonals. Okay, so here also diagonals bisect each other, but here one more condition in this rectangle is that diagonals are equal. Okay, so this is the special case for this rectangle. This two are special case for rectangle, that in a parallelogram opposite angles are equal. Here also opposite angles are equal, but one special case is that here all the angles are equal and all the angles are equals to 90 degree as well. Now in a parallelogram, diagonals bisect each other. In this rectangle also diagonals bisect each other, but special case is that the diagonals are equal also in the rectangle. Okay, so hope you have understood what is a rectangle. Now move to the next one, is a square. Now square is a special case of rectangle. Okay, a rectangle where all the sides are of equal measure. What was rectangle? In rectangle only opposite sides are equal, but this is a special case of rectangle, and here all the sides are of equal measure. Okay, so here see it will hold all the properties of a parallelogram, and as I said it is a special rectangle, so it will hold the properties of rectangle as well, and it will hold the properties of rhombus as well. Now if you name it, say A, B, C, D, opposite sides are equal in a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal in a rectangle, and here also opposite sides are equal as well as all the sides are equal in a square. So what we will write? AB equals to BC equals to CD equals to AD. Okay, in a square all the sides are equal. Now number 2. Number 2 was about angle. In a parallelogram opposite angles are equal. In a rectangle all the angles are equal, and in a square also all the angles are equal and all the angles are equals to 90 degree. Okay, angle A equals to angle B equals to angle C equals to angle D, which is equals to 90 degree. Now come to the third property of a parallelogram, that diagonals bisect each other, and in a rectangle also diagonals bisect each other, and diagonals are equal, and here in square also diagonals bisect each other and they are equal as well. So here we will write AC equals to BD, and they will bisect each other. Okay, all the properties of rhombus. In a rhombus all the sides are equal, that is already we have written, and opposite angles are of equal measure. Okay, so it will also hold here because as all the angles are already equal, so obviously we can say opposite angles are also equal. Okay, and in a rhombus the diagonals are perpendicular to each other, and here also in square also diagonals are perpendicular to each other, because if you measure you will find that these angles are 90 degree. Okay, so these are the properties of a square. Hope you have understood this. Now we will move to exercise 3.4, question number 1. State whether true or false. So here some statements are given. We have to check whether they are true or false. Okay, number A first of all. Number A, all rectangles are squares. Okay, so all the rectangles are square. First let us check. First we will draw a square, just a rough sketch, okay, and a rectangle. We will check for the properties of a square. In a square all the sides are equal, but in a rectangle only opposite sides are equal. So this statement fails here only. So this is false. Okay, now come to number B. Number B is that all rhombuses are parallelograms. Okay, first of all we will draw a parallelogram over here. Okay, and a rhombus. Rhombus means all the sides are equal. Okay, now what it says, all the rhombus are parallelograms. So let us check the properties of a parallelogram. Opposite sides are equal. Here also opposite sides are of equal measure. Opposite angles are equal. Here also opposite angles are equal. Okay, and diagonals bisect each other, and here also diagonals bisect each other. So yes, so it is true. Okay, now number C. Number C is all squares are rhombuses and also rectangles. So first of all we will draw rhombus and rectangle. So what is a rhombus? Rhombus is all the sides are of equal measure and opposite angles are equal, and in a rectangle opposite sides are equal and all the angles is equal to 90 degrees. Now a square. Okay, first we will check with this rectangle. Okay, so in a rectangle opposite sides are of equal measure. So in a square also opposite sides are of equal measure, we can say, because all the sides are equal, so obviously opposite sides are equal only. Okay, now come to angles. All the angles are equals to 90 degree. Here also all the angles are equals to 90 degree in a square. Okay, so yes, it will go with rectangle. Now come to rhombus. Let us check it. So here all the sides are equal. So in a square also all the sides are equal. Here opposite angles are equal. So in a square also opposite angles are equal, because see all the angles are equal means we can easily say opposite angles are also equal. Okay, so it is true. Now come to number D. All squares are not parallelograms. Okay, now we know that square is a special type of parallelogram. So how this statement can hold that it is not a parallelogram? So obviously this is false. Okay, now come to number E. All kites are rhombuses. Okay, so we know that rhombus is a special case of kite. Okay, because rhombus holds all the property of kite. In a rhombus all the sides are equal, but in a kite only adjacent sides are equal. Okay, so this is false. This first step only, it is not satisfying the statement. Okay, so that's why it is false. Now number F. All the rhombuses are kite, just the opposite. Now first we will draw a kite. So this is a kite, just a rough sketch, and say this is a rhombus. Okay, now what is the property of a kite? That the adjacent sides are equal. So yes, here also we can say these two adjacent sides are equal, and these two adjacent sides are equal in a kite. So here also we can say these two sides are equal, as all the sides are equal in a rhombus, so obviously the adjacent sides are equal. Okay, first property. Okay, now this opposite angles are equal. Here also opposite angles are equal. So yes, it is true. Okay, now come to number G. All parallelograms are trapeziums. Okay, so trapezium means what? That only a pair of opposite sides are parallel. Okay, these two sides are parallel. Now in a parallelogram also opposite sides are parallel. Yes, so obviously it is true, as it is satisfying the first property. So number H now. All squares are trapeziums. Now see, all parallelograms are trapezium. So, and square is a special case of parallelogram. So obviously if G is true, then H is also true. True. Okay. Or simply if you get this question alone, so you will simply draw it and just check. A pair of opposite sides are parallel. And in a square also, as it is a type of a parallelogram and the opposite sides are also parallel, so yes, it is true. Okay, so here we have discussed all the statements thoroughly. Hope you have understood this. Now if you have any confusion, you can comment below. I will make another video to make your confusion clear. Okay, now come to number 2. Identify all the quadrilaterals that have 4 sides of equal length. Now just we have discussed a square. In a square, all the sides are equal, as well as in a rhombus, all the sides are equal. So answer is a square and a rhombus. Now 4 right angles. So rectangle, first of all it will come to our mind that rectangle, in a rectangle all the angles are 90 degree. That means right angle, and a square also. In a square also all the angles are of 90 degree measurement or right angles. Okay. So today we will end our class here only. In our next class we will discuss question number 3 to question number 6 of this exercise. Until then, goodbye.